Hey guys, what is up? Big Reviews here, back again with another video. A big video. This is probably the biggest Marvel news we've had in years. And this is the biggest leak we've had maybe since the Endgame era, guys. Oh, that is not true, Joey. Actually, the biggest leak was No Way Home when Andrew and Toby both got leaked. But since then, this is the biggest leak since that. Because that was a big leak back then. Let's not forget that. This is official concept art from Doomsday leaked by the artist. We don't know who really the artist is. At least I don't know. I know it was on their Instagram. It's already taken down. Kevin Feige is going after this person and their family. That Disney is going after this person and their family.
So I am not here to threaten you. I'm here to kill you.
Like, this person is not safe. They just leaked so much about Doomsday. As you know, we were going into Doomsday not really knowing much. We don't even know what the movie was gonna look like, where it was going to be set. We knew it was going to be Battle World, but not how it would look. And we didn't know who was going to be in it and how they would look. And now we kind of have a gist of it, and we're reaching levels of hype now that I haven't felt in the MCU fandom since like Endgame or No Way Home era, right? And these might have been leaked on purpose. You know, some studios do this, but the level of theories and people genuinely intrigued by these screenshots and the general consensus on this movie is going from like neutral to positive, because a lot of people weren't like negative, but they weren't excited because we haven't really had a lot of build up with Doom and all that in the MCU, so I get it. But now I feel like this shows that they kind of know what they're doing, and I feel like a lot of people I'm seeing, at least on the timeline and Twitter and Instagram and all this, is it's leaning more towards positive now, and I think these were definitely a positive. These leaks were definitely positive. Let's get it, guys. We have 6 screenshots here. Now there's like 2 other ones going around. I don't know if they're legit because they're not in the same like art style or like the same aspect ratio as the official. Like, these are not AI. These are official. You see the signature on the bottom right on all these, and these were on their Instagram page, like the artist's Instagram page, and they were quickly taken down. Like, these are legit. These are not AI. The other 2 I don't really know about. I'll explain what they are, but just get into the official one, guys. Let's start with the not so like hype one, which is White Vision with Star-Lord. Now, this is obviously hype because, again, we're seeing Star-Lord again and White Vision, who we haven't seen since the end of WandaVision. But still, this is, like, really just kind of crazy to me because I'm like, what's really going on here? Like, is Star-Lord babysitting him? Like, these are just so, like, randomly 2 characters put together just sitting on a couch. And I would say this is Battle World. Now, I'm going to spoil what the other ones are quick just so I could talk about this. The Battle World's looking like to be a medieval place, and it's going to be like Earth but medieval, I guess. And I would say this is on Battle World, but they have lights and they have a TV, obviously, because he has the controller in his hand. But we don't know if maybe Battle World does have power, or we don't know if this is just them on regular Earth before everything happens. We don't know. And this is like the one I least talk about because I really just don't know what's going on here. But it is cool to see White Vision again. He kind of has that jacket on, though. I'm not going to lie. We start getting into the crazy shit. This is like a World Hulk subplot, I guess. I don't... So apparently in the battle, in the comics, like I think it's like Greenland or something, there is like a Hulk sanctuary. And as we see, we have She-Hulk here. We have Hulk. And Hulk's son, I think his name's Scar, which we saw at the end of She-Hulk. And he didn't really look that good. He had some like weird skin fade and everyone was like roasting him. But he looks great here, and again, look at this medieval, right? Look at all the great costumes. Look at Hulk. I love the costume on Hulk and She-Hulk. They look great, and this is giving me AOT vibes. You got this fat ass wall like right above them here. We're almost like in the city in the beginning of AOT before the Reiner came up and it fucking destroyed it all with Baritol. This is so exciting, guys. I don't know how big this subplot's gonna be, but Hulk has looked the same since Endgame because it's just been Banner as Hulk, and obviously this is the same thing, but just the outfits alone and stuff have really piqued my interest. And so if you don't know, apparently in 2015 there was a comic that they're basing this movie off of where Battle World happens. Like, if you don't know, Battle World's where, like, you know, because all these worlds start fighting each other for the incursions, and kind of Doom just saves what he can and puts it in his own little world that he can control, which is Battle World. And it can have many like looks of it depending on the artist or whatever, but obviously MCU is going with a medieval look, and I'm really fucking down for that. Also, if I explain anything wrong, put it in the comments. I don't know too much about this stuff. Everything I'm getting, I have had to research for the video, but I don't know what exactly they're basing it off of, so if I say something wrong, let me know. So, basically, and I hope this is true, is apparently the run they're basing this movie off of is basically where the Avengers are in a trance all under Doom, and everyone's in a trance all under Doom, and they're in Battle World, and one of the Avengers wakes up somehow out of it, and they have to wake up all the other Avengers, like, out of the trance. And I think this could be something really cool. They could easily make this like a thriller-esque Avengers movie with like Winter Soldier vibes, where they're in this, you know, state that is really controlling, and they have to sneakily go around and wake up all the other Avengers somehow, and then that'll lead into Secret Wars. I could easily see that being the like an inverse of Infinity War, where remember Infinity War's end credit, or Infinity War's cliffhanger was that half of everyone died. This movie's cliffhanger could be everyone is back. So it's almost as if like the on your left moment was the end of Infinity War, and then you have to wait a year. I think that's kind of cool, and I hope they do that. I'm just really loving this aesthetic, guys. It's so cool to see, especially She-Hulk, because obviously we've only seen her once, and that was in her show, and she was usually in a suit and stuff. So seeing her in this is really cool. I like She-Hulk. I like the actress too. I just really hope they do her justice, because I know not a lot of people like her. Hulk is really cool. I could see this being like Hulk's last appearance for a while in these two movies, because, you know, obviously Mark Ruffalo's getting a little older. He's been here for like 13, 14 years, and maybe that's why his son is here to take over. But yeah, I'm really loving this. This lady's screaming. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know if that's just like, just make this little girl screaming, or if she looks like she's looking over here and screaming. Then we have this is huge. This is Black Panther. I forgot this guy's name. He's been like rumored to be playing a variant of T'Challa, and I guess they basically confirm it with this concept art. This suit is badass, and again, I'm just loving this vibe. I mean, this does give kind of Wakanda vibes anyways in 616. Like, when I say 616, by the way, it's the movies, like the MCU. There's a whole argument where apparently the comics were 616 and MCU was something else, but now MCU is 616. This is like high-level nerd shit, even kind of like almost too high of level nerd for me. So I'm calling MCU 616 because that's what the executives call it. I'm kind of torn on this. I really love this, and I am down to see T'Challa again. But then again, like, Chadwick Boseman was just so great. I love Chadwick Boseman as a person, and like, obviously I didn't know him, but like, you know, from what I could tell, like, his morals, and I loved his movie roles, and I loved him as T'Challa. And it sucks because we only got to see him we saw him in Black Panther, and then we saw him in Infinity War and Endgame. And that was it. And there's so much more you can do with T'Challa. And yeah, we have Shuri now filling that role, but I really feel like it would be cool if we have a different variant of T'Challa, even in these movies alone, which we obviously do, but even in the future. And I feel like that's an easy way to recast T'Challa, where this is going to be like, this could be the T'Challa of our 616 going forward after Secret Wars. But then you're not really like recasting, this is like a different T'Challa. This guy could have his own different backstory and stuff, and it's not going to be like, oh, this is Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. You really can't recast it anyways, because they killed him in the world. Like, remember at the beginning of Black Panther 2, like, he did, you know, die. Remember? So, yeah, this is really interesting. I'm really interested to see what they do with this. I would love a scene with Shuri seeing him, because even though it's like, you know, it's not Chadwick Boseman, it's a different person. As T'Challa, I feel like it would still be some really emotional moments that could hit, like just seeing her brother in a different multiverse, right? I feel like that'd be really cool. But yeah, this is just aura farming. All these screenshots have aura farming, except the Star-Lord and White Vision on the fucking, like, watching TV. Okay, now these next 2 or 3 are like the biggest ones here. We have, this is supposed to be Sheriff Strange. Now in the comics, Strange is like the sheriff of Doom in Battle World, and he's basically like, he rounds up all these people. It's kind of like how, it's a little similar to like The Void, where, you know, we had Cassandra Nova and she would go around and getting stuff, but she was a villain. I mean, he's a villain here too, but that's kind of his role. We have Doom absolutely aura farming. I love this outfit. He's on his throne. Again, we have the medieval people in the back. And here's the big 4. We have Yelena here. She looks to have, that's Mr. Fantastic. Look at that head. Like, you just, even if you don't, even though Fantastic Four is not out, just look at that and tell me that's not Pedro Pascal. That is Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards, being held captive against Doom. And here's the big one. Sue Storm with Franklin Richards at the side of Doom. Now, we don't know if they're just playing along so they don't get killed. We don't know if they're actually in this timeline like with him. We don't know what's going on. But as you know, Franklin Richards is one of the most powerful people in Marvel. And there's been theories going around that with Fantastic Four coming out in July, that Franklin is in the movie. There's been theories, that's like the biggest theory going in that movie, is that Sue is pregnant. Now, there's scenes that do show that in the film. The biggest one is where, in the trailer, and the biggest one is when they're in the space station or whatever, and there's sparks going around, and they make you think that like this is a scene from when they went up and got their powers, but they already have the Fantastic Four logo on in that scene. So people are saying that's when she's giving birth. I'm loving this medieval type vibe. First off, I'm glad they're using Yelena. That was the question going into Doomsday as well, is what characters are we seeing, what characters are we not seeing, and seeing Sue Storm and Franklin Richards and Strange and Yelena on the side of Doom is crazy. Again, they may be in a trance, and like I said, that could tie into the other Avenger having to wake all these people up, and maybe Reed didn't get in the trance. You know, again, there's still a lot of questions, and that's what I love about these getting leaked. Like I said, was this is going to cause a conversation for the next year, right? These are what we're going to have to go off of for at least the next 6 or 7 months before we start getting official. We'll probably get a trailer in like November. So that means like 8 months. This is all we're going to have to go off of. Maybe we'll have a set leak here and there, or like a set pick, but this is it. And I love that because, like, yes, obviously Disney's pissed, but a part of me thinks they released these on purpose. I could see them easily doing that, or they didn't, and the concept artist is an idiot, and Kevin Feige has already killed their whole family. We don't know. We don't know what's going on. But this is... I feel like these have only, and I'll get into this towards the end of the video, these have only been a positive for the MCU fandom, and I see a lot of people online turning from... I feel like no one was really negative on this film, but no one was like super positive because we really didn't know what they were doing, and we haven't really had a lot of setup with Doom. So I feel like a lot of people are neutral, and I feel like a lot of people are starting to turn towards positive now just on these set picks. It seems like everyone had a vision. It seems like the writers and especially the Russo brothers, because if you know, the Russo brothers did, you know, like I said, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame, and the writers of these movies did do all those four as well, and they always interviewed the Russo brothers, and they always said the one project they always wanted to do was Secret Wars. And now that they're doing this, I feel like you could just tell this is a vision, and I really hope... Now, obviously, this is concept art, so it could look different. In final, that really just comes down to the cinematographer and how they direct it. But I really think if they keep it similar to this, it'll look fire. You could feel it. You could feel the aura from 5 scrolls away. This is Doom. God Emperor Doom, I think, is what they call him. And this is just pure aura. I mean, this is crazy. I love this design. I see some people online saying like, oh, it sucks the design was wasted on RDJ casting. Again, we'll get into that. I mean, like, I don't mind it. Again, I'm not a big comic head, but I just genuinely don't think this is 616's Doom. I really don't. I don't see how that can be. I don't see how they're gonna have Fantastic Four and all this in the MCU now, and they're not gonna have Doom looming. And like, Doom is such an interesting character that you can keep around forever, and I just don't see them wasting him on 2 movies. And I feel like in the current climate of the MCU, where people are pissed off about a lot of things, that will be a big final straw for some people. So this is easily probably a variant. I said the easiest way I think they're going to do this, and I think the most understanding way, is that this is the Doom from Fantastic Four's universe. As you know, the Fantastic Four First Steps, that's not our MCU. That's like a alternate reality New York. We don't know the events that lead them to coming to the 616, but I think Doom is going to follow them and set up Battle World, and that's going to be the end credit scene for Doomsday, and I think that's him. And I think RDJ is going to kill it. Yes, I don't think they're going to make him like Iron Man at all. I think he might be an Iron Man variant, and that's just because I don't think they're going to have him being a Latvian Doom. Because one, I know that casting people, I think it's like Greek or something. I forgot what exactly it is, but people won't like that. But 2, like I said, I think he's just going to be a current variant, and I think they're going to work in the story really well. And then obviously RDJ's not going to be Doom for the next 10 years, right? But this is instant aura farming. As you can see, here's the signature here. This person, rest in peace. Thank you for all you did for your community. And yeah. And here's the last one. This is pretty interesting as well. This is the Young Avengers with Star-Lord and Wong. I kind of like that. We knew the young... I forgot this dude's name over here. This is a guy from the comics. I'll go ahead and move my cam. Like, what? Like, I don't know what exactly that is, but, So we knew the Young Avengers were coming. They've been setting it up. At the end of the Marvels, you see Kamala Khan go up to Kate Bishop and kind of, like, you know, they rip off the Fury scene with Tony, where they're like, you know, oh, there's a bigger world out there. It's kind of funny, honestly. But this is the one where I'm like, I don't know where it sits. This could easily be a fun film or TV show where you have Star-Lord and Wong leading the Young Avengers. I think that's a good concept in and of its own, and I think it could be funny, and I think it's a good story there. I don't know how it fits in Doomsday, And I don't know how much of this it's going to take up the screen time. If Doomsday is like half of the Young Avengers, I don't think people are going to like it very much. And I think people are going to be pissed, myself included. Just because, like, I don't really care for the Young Avengers. I think it's cool, but we still have, like, big hitters like Hulk. Like I said, we haven't seen Thor, Captain Marvel, or Captain America in these promo arts. We don't know where they are. As you know, Captain America Brave New World set up that Sam is going to be starting the Avengers again. So we don't know where that stands. Again, if everyone's in a trance, it doesn't really matter. Maybe Cap's the one who breaks out of the trance and then, you know, he frees everyone. I'd rather much more care about where's Thor. Where's our heavy hitters that we've known for, right? I do like this lineup, though. I never really liked the recast for Ant-Man's daughter. I just never did. And then we obviously have Tommy and Billy. Obviously, Billy from the end of Agatha All Along with his outfit. And Tommy, that's where it's confusing, because if you watched Agatha All Along, he keeps getting visions of Tommy throughout, like, the ending. And him and Agatha basically are going to find Tommy. But they never find him. So are they going to find him in this movie? Are they just going to skip that? Because I don't think there's a way, because obviously we know Vision Quest is going to be, like, part 3 of the WandaVision. So if you know, like, we had WandaVision, we had Agatha, and they said Vision Quest is going to be like the part 3 finale of those 3 shows, and that's going to deal with Vision Quest, obviously, like White Vision, and them finding Tommy. So that's why I'm confused. Like, they're just going to have him pop up, you know, and then I don't know. Kamala Khan, I love her as an actress, and I love how passionate she is about Miss Marvel and stuff. So that's cool. Again, this is really hype. I just really don't know how this is going to fit. And that's interesting, because, you know, that just keeps us talking. So, yeah, easily this one is the most crazy one. I mean, like I said, Sheriff Strange, Doom, Sue Storm, Franklin Richards, Mr. Fantastic looks like he's looking at Franklin. That's so sad. And then Yelena. And the other two concept arts that are going around, and I'll try to put them up here if I can find them, but I just don't know if they're legit or not. Is there's one of the Fantastic Four on like a raft, and it's Sue, the Thing, Johnny Storm, and Reed Richards like on a raft, like going down water or something. And the other one looks to be Sentry. A lot of people were saying it was Winter Soldier at first, but people are now saying it's Sentry locked up, like chained up by Doom. And that's interesting, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, Thunderbolts looks good, and apparently Thunderbolts is getting like the best pre-reviews Marvel has had in like 5 years, which is kind of crazy. I've always been hyped for the Thunderbolts. It's written by the people who made The Bear and Better Call Saul. And so basically, I was really interested to see if that would tie into the bigger narrative at all, because we had Captain America, which set up them making the Avengers again. We have Fantastic Four, which there's no way that movie doesn't set up Doomsday, and now Thunderbolts. So now that if they have Sentry chained up, that means that maybe that could be our Sentry that we're gonna see in Thunderbolts. So that's a cool thing. But other than that, those 2 screenshots, like I said, I don't really know the validity of them. Is that even a word, or am I just trying to sound smart? But those 6 I showed you were official, and this is going to keep us talking for months, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know any theories you guys have. If I explained something wrong, please put it in the comments. Like I said, I'm researching a lot about Battle World and all that, and Secret Wars in general. So if I ever get something wrong, just let me know. But that's the gist of it, and hype levels are rising, guys. I've been saying this for months. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. It's been real. It's been Joey. Bye-bye.